Grace and peace. This is Monday, the 22nd of June, and it is Grace Week. So I'll start off with Ephesians 2:8. For by grace you are saved, comma, through faith, comma, and not through yourself. So commas are important things, but it is by grace we are saved. So grace, forgiveness, and mercy, all of these are connected, interrelated, and often confused with one another. But this is Grace Week, and I have what I think is really a wonderful story. I have several of them for this week. But the first one I encountered, it's fairly a personal story, and it came around the adoption time of Liam. Folks who were also adoptive parents seemed to come out of the woodwork and wanted to share experiences with us. And some of them, one in particular, another clergy household, talked about their interview process with their home studies. And they had this one caseworker that came over and really wanted to know, because they were going to adopt older children, said, we just want to know, let's say you have someone from a very difficult home environment, and the child seems to be stealing food off the table and seems to be hoarding it in their room. Exactly what is it you would do in that case? And the father's response was, I'm fairly certain I would help the child steal food off the table and hoard it in his or her room, because it points to this really difficult situation from where they were coming. And needless to say, it wasn't long before children were in their home. And it's their story that I share. So they were going on vacation, and they had uncovered one of their kids' stories. And this young man had been previously adopted, and it seems that as the family would go on vacation in this other home, for whatever reason, as they were getting ready to go on vacation, the adopted son needed to stay home, stay with other family members or stay with friends. And for several years this happened, and vacations would happen and the family would come back, and the biological kids would have gone on vacation, but the adopted younger one didn't ever get to go. And the story was that it was a very difficult transition and match, and so the family dissolved the adoption. And so the child was now being re-adopted by another family. And having heard that story, they looked for the nearest opportunity to go on vacation. And as that time was building up, what they hadn't anticipated, but of course, very acting out behavior. This youngest child just found all kinds of reasons to do anything and everything that he could do. And then as they were traveling, just acting out in the restaurant and acting out just. So as I came over, and the dad just wanted to have a conversation, just come sit on my lap for a minute. It's like, so are you part of our family? Yes. And you could just see the pent up hurt and all of it in the young person's eyes. And as they were talking, he was anticipating, well, you're going to be left behind, or you're not going to get to go on these special things that we're doing, whatever. And eventually, as they were having these wonderful experiences. And that's not to say that troubling things weren't happening, but as they were having these wonderful experiences, and the child was just getting exhausted day after day of having fun, in one particular moment, this young adopted son looked over and said, I get to come not because I'm being good, but because I'm part of your family. Isn't that right? And when that story got shared, that moment, it just clicked, because that's it. That's not earned. It's not something we deserve, no matter how obnoxious we can be. It's nothing we're doing to earn it, right? Grace isn't this favor, this something because we're so good. It's not something we receive. It's just given. And it's amazing. Grace is, as Matthew 20, right? It's the landowner who pays the full day's wage, whether we've worked this much or the full day, right? Grace is the love of the Father who hands over the signet ring and the robes to this youngest son who has squandered the inheritance and done who knows what, right? Grace is just given. And then forgiveness, that's our putting grace into action in a human form. This is Grace Week, and we get to talk and share stories of grace and love, because grace is something we don't earn, we don't deserve. It's just this gift that is given from God. It is this amazing love poured out. This is Grace Week. And what a wonderful week. We're not going to cover it all, not by a long shot, but we're going to get to explore parts of it. And how beautiful is it to be able to talk about grace for a whole week. May the grace, love, peace, and mercy of God be with us this week, but always. And may we feel that.